Alright everyone, what's going on? It is Rico Sensei and I am here to give my episode 4 review on Welcome to the Ballroom. This was the best episode. Like, it just keeps getting better and better each episode. This episode was really different than others. This episode was really tense. It was like well animated. It was just really good. They released 2 episodes today. I think it was 2 episodes. Or I'm just really late, or they're just making up for lost time, because I know one week we didn't get an episode. So I think they were making up for lost time. I'll review that later on, but let's get on to episode 4. So if you guys remember last week, Hyodo demanded that Fujita gives it back. And by that, I think he means his choreography, because Fujita danced just like Hyodo. And Hyodo seen it, he couldn't really dance well because his leg was messed up. And so Hyodo goes onto the dance floor, and he is just a monster. He's a monster. He's a beast in this dance. Like, he's taking out all his frustration, his anger out on the dance floor. And Shizuku, I think that's her name, she didn't even know if that was Hyodo. And this was just... like, the animation was so good during this dance scene. And there was aura coming out of Hyodo. So it was just completely different. It was tense. Every time Fujita looked at Hyodo, Hyodo was looking right back at him. So he was like targeting Fujita the entire dance. So it was really tense. And it was so good. And I think this is for the best, because they said before, Hyodo never danced like this before. He's always been stiff. He's been still. There's no enthusiasm. There's no emotion to when he dances. But this time when he danced, there's shouting. Like, you could see it. He's stomping with passion. He's dancing with passion. It's so different from what other people say. And at the end, Hyodo pretty much passed out. He fainted. One, because I'm pretty sure the pain in his leg was so intense. He must have been really tired from all that dancing. So he just fainted. He passed out, but he smiled. And we learned that Hyodo also got a penalty, and he's suspended for 6 months because Fujita took his place in the last dance, and that's, not supposed to happen. So now I think Fujita has a really messed up leg. Not Fujita, sorry. Hyodo has a really messed up leg, and he's suspended for 6 months. And Fujita feels all that guilt, like all guilty and whatnot. He feels that way. And so he talked to the person, his competitor, well, one of the competitors, who we assume broke or pushed Hyodo down the stairs. We assume that, but we learned that Hyodo just slipped down the stairs. The competitor did nothing to him. He's really a nice guy. So yeah, there's that. We don't need to worry about him. And so later on, Hyodo, he's supposed to be in the hospital, but he's not. We figure out that Hyodo's actually at Fujita's home. He's hanging out with his family, and Fujita really doesn't like that. He must feel embarrassed or whatnot. And so he takes him to his room, and Hyodo sees how hard that Fujita practiced. He sees the little turns, like the little holes in the carpet or whatnot. He sees that, and he can tell how hard Fujita's been practicing. And so they've been talking, and Hyodo pretty much says, you did bring out the best in me, but I'm not thanking you for that because I'm suspended. So there's that. And then on the way home, or the hospital, whichever one it was, Hyodo told Fujita, take care of Shizuku, the person he dances with. So he's saying take care of her. And by that, I think he means make her dance just as well as she did before, or if not better. So he sees the potential in Fujita. And in the very end of the episode, we see a girl running down the stairs in the training room the next day, and she bumps into Fujita, and she tells Shizuku to run. And all of a sudden, the guy comes down the stairs saying, Shizuku, Hyodo's not here anymore. Now you could get to dance with me. And that's the end of the episode. This was a really good episode. Again, I think it just keeps getting better and better. I'm really enjoying this this series. I don't see too many people talking about it, sadly. Like, he really deserves his credit. But that's going to do it for this week's episode. Again, I'm going to review episode 5 later on. What do you guys think about this episode? What do you think about the series? What do you think is going to happen? Comment below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys on my next video.